So that's it. That's it. Clay's just gonna up and leave us like that? Clay is just gonna up and leave us like that. I'm telling y'all, bro, I don't know how to feel right now. I don't know how to feel. Because we're not getting Paul George. Paul George is no longer on the table. What are we about to do? What are we about to do, bro? Us Warrior fans, what are we about to do? We're about to lose Clay and not replace him with a shooting guard that's better than him? Or a small forward, like something, bro? Like, this is about to be such a terrible year for Warriors fans, man. I'm not going to lie. We must get KD. KD, you got to come back to the Bay. You have to, bro. I know what you and Draymond had, bro. You got to come back to the Bay, bro. I know this video has nothing to do with my Warriors, but it's just like the trending topic right now, bro. Clay is actually, at the time of this recording, Clay is like most likely not coming back to the Warriors, bro. Let's see what Jimmy got to say, man. The truth about Bronny playing in the NBA, man. Shout out Bronny. He got drafted a few nights ago. He's with the Lakers, man. And the Lakers trying to get my Klay Thompson. Crazy, man. This nigga LeBron is taking a pay cut just to sign players like Clay. Let's see what the man Jimmy has to say, man. Let's get straight to it. Let's go.
With the 2024 NBA draft in the books, there is one major discussion that has dominated the NBA space over the last week. It isn't about the #1 overall pick. It isn't about the outlook of these teams going into next season. It's about a late second-round pick. And for good reason, because his name is LeBron James. And he's going to play in the NBA.
What y'all feel? But first of all, what's up with this quality? But what y'all feel about Bronny, you know what I mean, going to the Lakers? Like, I was talking to my homie the other day. I was saying, bro, LeBron is very calculated, bro. Like, if there's one thing I know about LeBron, and a lot of people know about this nigga LeBron, he is very calculated. I'm not going to say Bronny did this on purpose. It could be a possibility. Bronny could have purposely dropped his stats and everything this past season so that he could have went to the Lakers. Because the Lakers, I guess, could have picked him with that, what did they have, the 17th pick? But maybe they didn't want to take him so early. And honestly, if Bronny was good, I feel like other teams would have took him. You know what I mean? How else was LeBron supposed to get Bronny on his team without leaving the Lakers? If Bronny played good, he would have been drafted like top 5. You know what I mean? Just, especially because his name. So, we just got to see, man. We just got to see, bro.
NBA with LeBron James. It's a
crazy.
weird and unprecedented circumstance that the NBA has never encountered before. A player who many fans consider to be the greatest of all time playing in the NBA with his own son. A story so strange, you'd think the NBA scriptwriters outsourced their work to ChatGPT, picked the most batshit result, and called it a day. But after 2 years of speculation, we now know with certainty that Bronny James will be an NBA player. And right on cue, the criticism of his merits and value as a future player in the NBA have already came pouring in. Scouts and GMs claiming Bronny as a prospect isn't even worth using a late second-round pick on, and that the real value lies in his last name and the leverage it comes with. But
y'all can't get on him too much for the 5 points per game in his stats. You just really can't, bro. Because he could get to the NBA and really, like, literally take off. Like, he can. Just because he didn't dominate in college really don't mean nothing, bro. I'm just keeping it a thou wow, bro. Let's keep it real, man. So I'm not one of those people who have really been criticizing him because his points. He's like, yeah, of course he's gonna have some leverage because his last name is Bron. Like, I mean, he's LeBron James' son. Of course he's gonna have some leverage. We all would if we was LeBron's kid. Like, it's just the truth. Even Michael Jordan's kids had some leverage, bro. They were just actually shitty. Like, they was genuinely trash. Like, let's be real.
How
man.
valuable is a second-round pick?
But we gonna see.
Really? And is Bronny a legitimate NBA player, or is he only in conversation solely because of who his dad is?
Who you want to say? Pre-ad?
Bronny is #1 on my list.
I gotta be on the floor with Bronny.
Damn. Pre-ad? Jimmy, I know it's coming.
Today, this case and son can possibly major order. This is Ken Griffey, former major leaguer and 3-time All-Star. This is Ken Griffey Jr., son of Ken Griffey. And in 1990, these two did one of the coolest things a father and son can possibly do. They played in the MLB together.
That's tough.
And when I say together, I don't just mean they played in the MLB at the same time. They were on the same team. In fact, they weren't just on the same team, they shared the same outfield with each other. It's probably the rarest and most badass thing you'll ever see in sports. Making it to the big leagues is one thing, but playing in the big leagues next to your kid is a club exclusive to only these two. And if that wasn't incredible enough, on September 14th, 1990, the Griffeys pulled off something that you will never see again in your lifetime.
And what was that?
Back up there now. Well hit to center field.
Home run?
Devon White going back. Gone! A two-run home run. And he hits
they both hit the home
center
runs?
field. Dante Bichette. Back-to-back home run.
Yo.
What else can these guys do?
The Griffeys were great, and they were the first and only father-son duo in the history of Major League Baseball. But they weren't the first father-son duo in professional sports. This is Gordie Howe, one of the greatest players to ever touch the ice. He won 4 Stanley Cups, 6 MVPs, held the NHL record for total career points at the time of his retirement, and is a member of the NHL's 100th anniversary team. Gordie had an incredible pro career as a hockey player, and yet out of all of his accomplishments, the coolest thing he ever did was this. This is Mark and Marty Howe, Gordie's sons, and he played professional hockey with them in both the WHA and the NHL for 5 seasons. Now, if you're thinking, that guy looks a little old to be playing professional sports, you're right. Gordie began his career in the NHL in 1946 when he was just 18 years old. By the time he retired for good, he was 51. A career that stretched from the 1940s to the 1980s.
Damn.
And only with a career like this can a player even have a shot at playing in the league together with their son. Why exactly am I talking about home runs and Gordie Howe? Well, because they're awesome, but also because of these two and what they're about to accomplish in their own sport. LeBron and Bronny James, who are on track to being the first father and son duo to play together in the NBA.
What's happening?
An idea that seemed far-fetched when LeBron first mentioned it years ago, but has now become a reality. But how legitimate is Bronny's spot in the league? And is the backlash towards the Lakers selecting him with a second-round pick in the draft warranted?
Nah, he gonna be a demon on the Lakers, bro. I'm sorry. I gotta call it out, bro. You gotta think about it, bro. He's gonna be playing with his dad. This nigga gonna have the craziest amount of, like, confidence on the court. He's gonna be with his dad on the court. We really have to sit back and think about that, bro. Like, is he really gonna be playing trash with his dad? Really? That's why, like, what sense does it make? Especially, I ain't gonna lie, Bronny would have went to his own team. Okay, we might be able to, like, say some other things. But, like, bro, he gonna be on a team with his dad, bro. Like, if I'm on a team with my dad, bro, I'm not gonna play bad. Like, I just have all types of confidence. You with me? You feel me? And it's the greatest player of all time. Like, what? Come on, man.
To answer this question, we first need to know just how good Bronny is as a prospect and as an incoming NBA player. Right now, NBADraft.net has Bronny rated at an 88 overall across their 12 prospect metrics. This overall rating puts Bronny on the lower end of all second-round picks and future prospects over the last 3 years, but well within range of your typical mid to late first-rounder. Now, here are Bronny's numbers during his 1 season of college basketball. 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists a game on 47, 30, 69% shooting splits. Now these numbers, especially from a relatively undersized guard, do not scream NBA potential. But for perspective, here are the average collegiate stats from every late second-round pick that played college basketball over the last 5 years. And even when compared to late second-round picks, Bronny's numbers aren't nearly as impressive. In fact, Bronny is arguably the least productive college prospect in NBA history. Here is a...
Oh my gosh. Nah, that kind of makes the whole situation look even worse. That makes the situation kind of look a little worse. I ain't gonna lie to you. He kind of has the worst... Pretty much Jimmy just said he has the worst stats of an NBA prospect who made it to the NBA. Worst stats, college stats. That's not a good look.
A list
hey,
of
bro,
every
like I said, bro, we gotta
in the
see.
entire history of the NBA to be selected in the first 2 rounds of the draft that averaged less than 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists a game in college.
Oh, you about to show us? Okay.
And that's it.
Oh
Just
my gosh!
3 players who were selected in the NBA.
Okay, he didn't have the worst stats. I'll take that back. That is my bad. Whoever the fuck this is, bro. But he only played a minute. Like, can't really count that. Nah, Bronny, this ain't good look. Because this dude plays 7 minutes and damn near almost had the same amount of... Nah, that's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Draft with college numbers equal to or less than Bronny's college numbers. Pair that with the fact that these prospects had at least the benefit of having NBA frames and physical tools to be potentially built off of, and the case for Bronny warranting a pick in the NBA draft becomes more and more difficult to make.
6'11",
but to really demonstrate exactly where Bronny falls amongst
6'11", and you're not averaging a point, bro. If I was 6'11", I swear to God, I would have already been a Hall of Fame player. Cause I'm 21, bro. I would have been in that. I would have been in the NBA. I would have already been a Hall of Fame player, bro. Real talk. 6'11", bro. Come on,
other
man.
second-round
That's
picks.
A disappointment.
Here is a chart of every college basketball player selected in the second round of the draft over the last 10 years, with box plus minus on the x-axis and minutes per game on the y-axis. 298 selections spanning 10 drafts. More than half of these players not even in the NBA today. Where's Bronny? He's right here. Most late draft picks, even the guys who go on to not even make a roster in the league, were first or maybe second options in their college program. Bronny, on the other hand, was an undersized rotational player on a sub-500 team. It doesn't take an NBA scout to know that Bronny James's collegiate career wasn't that of your typical second-round draft pick. But how good is the typical second-round pick? With the rise of second-round sleepers in recent history, most notably players like Nicole...
Who was the last 50... Where did Bronny go? 55? Who was it last year? Jokic did go for 41 in the draft. He did. But it's Jokic. I ain't gonna lie. He's a center and everything. Like... Hey, man.
Jokic, Jalen Brunson, Herb Jones, and Jordan Clarkson, the potential value of a second-round pick in the NBA draft is about as high as it's ever been. With the help of advanced metrics, the curtain has been pulled back on the value even a solid role player can provide to a winning team. Prospect scouting has gotten more comprehensive than ever before, and these second-round picks have held considerable weight within recent trades around the NBA. But how valuable does that truly make them? Gathered from 10 years worth of draft classes from 2013 to 2022, data shows that on average, out of the 30 players drafted in the second round, about 6 of them won't even suit up in the NBA. That's about 1 in every 5 players selected in the second round that will never see a minute of action in the league. Out of the 24 players who do make a roster in their rookie season, about 17 of them end up playing a second season in the NBA. Wow. Of those 17 players that are good enough to stick around for more than a few seasons, only about 8 of them will go on to be a role player or rotational level player. Go one step further, and on average, only 4 of these second round picks will become a starting caliber player in their career. That's about 1 in every 8 players selected in the second round. And finally, of the 298 players selected in the second round of the draft from 2013 to 2022, only 2 of them became all-stars: Nikola Jokic and Jalen Brunson. If we think about the last 10 years of second-round picks on a scale of box plus minus, with Nikola Jokic being on one end and the players who don't even...
What happened to Montrezl Harrell? I feel like he is not in the NBA no more. Like, last time I seen, bro, was when he got into it with Giannis over that ladder, bro. You know what I'm saying? And shooting on the court. I haven't seen Brady since. That's crazy.
A roster on the other, then most players aren't in the middle. In fact, they're not even close. Most second-round picks fall way down here, somewhere in between what Basketball Reference would classify as an end-of-the-bench player and out of the league. When considering how to use a second-round pick, the idea of drafting a guy who ends up being a real contributing player, a starter, or even a future MVP, the perceived opportunity cost can tend to outweigh the actual value of the pick. Drafting a player of this caliber in the second round is like finding a diamond in the rough. But giving away a pick or a potential player that ends up being of this caliber would be a mistake that no front office wants to live with. But that doesn't change the fact that the vast majority of the time, these second-round picks in the NBA draft go on to be these end-of-the-bench level players. Just out of curiosity, does anyone know who the last few 55th overall picks in the draft were?
Hey, bro, I asked y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Santos did play for us last season. He did. And I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. In his minutes, he was low-key producing. Obviously, it wasn't nothing crazy, but he was producing. I was just finna ask, what was the last 55th picks? Besides Santos, I've never heard the rest of the guys, man. I ain't gonna lie.
And how their careers are turning out. Last year's 55th overall pick has played 1 game in the NBA.
Wow.
The one before that has played 23 games in 2 seasons. The 55th pick in 2021, Aaron Wiggins, is actually having himself a solid career so far. But the one before him is out of the league. The one before that one is also out of the league.
Wow.
He's also out of the league, out of the league, out of the league, was never in the league, out of the league, and out of the league. As a
Bro, what's up with the 55th? What's up with the 55th pick, bro?
a late second rounder, if Bronny can contribute on any level in the NBA, he has already exceeded his draft value. And
Bro, I'm sorry for pausing. Here's the thing with Bronny, like, he would never get kicked out the NBA. If you kick Bronny out the NBA, I promise you, LeBron James is gonna blackball you, bro. If Bronny James ever got kicked out of the NBA off of stats and shit, I promise you, LeBron is going to blackball them. I promise you that's happening. I promise you.
Really the proposition in all of this. It would be incredible if Bronny developed into a Davion Mitchell or Aaron Holiday caliber player. But the reality is if Bronny can provide any net positive value to his team, then selecting him in the draft will have been a great pick.
Yeah.
There has never been a player projected to go this late in the draft with any expectations on what they should or will do in the league.
That shit crazy.
These late draft picks have historically been reserved for players who might have been overlooked, players who maybe underperformed their potential at the collegiate level, players who organizations are willing to roll the dice on because there's virtually no opportunity cost associated with late second round picks. It's all upside at this point in the draft. If they don't work out, well, that's
this dude
typical.
is really on the
if they do
Lakers,
work
bro.
out,
Shout out,
well,
Bronny,
then they've
man.
beaten the odds. And the very large point being overlooked in all of this talk about potential and value to the team and X's and O's, LeBron James has the opportunity to play basketball with his kid in the NBA. Let's just be honest. This is blatant nepotism, a classic case of it's who you know, not what you know. But nepotism has ran rampant in the NBA for decades, and no one cared. Countless players, coaches, executives, owners who got their shot with far less merit than Bronny has. But now here we are sitting around talking about the integrity of a man who's played 21 seasons in the league and his son because they made the most of an otherwise paltry 55th pick in the draft, and the nepotism leaned in their favor this time around. We can criticize this decision all we want, preach about how this move was a breach of ethics, a slap in the face of the game we love. But then we would all be hypocrites.
We gotta see
because
what he does,
there
man.
isn't a man on earth who would pass up on the chance to play in the NBA with his son, even if it meant pulling a few strings to make it happen. As much as Bronny benefits from sharing the same last name as arguably the best basketball player of all time, that tag has also came with equal scrutiny. We have never seen a late second round pick get discussed and limelighted like we've seen with Bronny. But we've also never seen a late second round flyer get completely dissected and criticized like this. LeBron and Bronny have a chance to do something that has never been done in the history of the NBA. And that is worth more than any late second round pick will ever be.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out Bronny, bro. At the end of the day, man, like I said in the intro, bro, we just gotta wait to see what he does, man. You gotta give him a chance at the end of the day, bro. A lot of NBA players were just given chances, bro. A lot. I know a lot of people hate because at the end of the day, he made it to the NBA and shit. Like, bro, like I said, his dad is LeBron James, bro. His dad is LeBron James. And at the same time, bro, the Lakers might actually like what they see in him. Like, we saw the draft combine. He wasn't playing bad. He was not playing bad. The only thing with Bronny that is scary is he's pretty undersized. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. That's pretty much it, though. Honestly, I feel like he's gonna flourish in the NBA. If you ask me, I feel like he's gonna flourish. It's just, you know, we just gotta wait and see, bro. We just gotta wait and see. But shout out Jimmy for the video, man. How do y'all feel about Bronny making it to the NBA? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all feel like he deserved it or y'all feel like he didn't, man? Y'all let me know in the comments down below. Road to 10K. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.